So, happy Republic Day to everybody. This is amazing that today this happened to be the Republic Day, and we are thinking about a new topic today, which is Yogic Neurosciences Transformative Series number 2, talk number 2. So that's what it is. And now, recapping what we have learned thus far in our previous discussion. Now, we understood that chakras are really plexus. What are the plexus? Plexus are a bunch of similar functioning group of ganglions. Now, what are the ganglions? Ganglions are a bunch of similar functioning neurons. Now, there is a saying in the world of neuroscience, especially when we talk about brain and all that. They always say that neurons that fire together wire together. Means if they are firing together, which means they are having the almost similar kind of a neurotransmitters being released, and they are actually activating the receptors on the next neuron, which has the which has the uh, lock and key kind of a thing. One neuron sends the message, another neuron has the a receptor for that message. So this is how this wiring takes place. So if that wiring and firing keeps on happening, then the hardwire of the brain is really maintained properly. That is the beauty of our nervous system. Now that is where the habit formation people have discovered this truth. So why is it that when you do one thing and you just like it and you do it another one and then you even more like it, and then the third time you do it you just love it, and 21 days it is required to make a habit. Now why is a habit a strong thing? Because it forms a very hard wire now. Because why firing together neurons that fire together wire together has happened, so it has become a very structured action potential that is going in the on those wires, right? So that is the whole thing. Now, I always wonder why are the chakras represented in different colors, right? Which means to say that there are some neurons which are functioning at a frequency. When I say frequency, it is the energetics of that plexus. Energetics of that plexus means a particular when the firing goes on, whenever there is a firing, as I told you last time, also chakra means chakra. Cha is the energetics of the energy flow. The flow of energy, otherwise it will not happen. Energy has to flow. So whenever there is an action potential is in a way I would say as a potential for action. In a, in a way, right? A potential for action is called action potential of that neuron. The neurons have wires, the big wires. They are very big wires, and they have the electricity going. So if you use a galvanometer and you find that there will be deflection of the electric current, so that kind of a thing. So if this Mooladhara chakra and Swadhisthana chakra and all these chakras are there, which means these chakras are operating at a very different frequencies. Now I wanted to experience this. Trust me. I said no. I just if there is a color to this, which means a frequency. So VIBGYOR, right? This is exactly why VIBGYOR. So these are the when you take a prism and you put a monochromatic light onto it, it deflects into six different wavelengths. That's exactly. I say wow, which means to say if that is the case, then if I close my eyes for a long period of time, in my initial stages of dhyan, I should expect to see something. I mean, I don't know what I should expect. Let me see what I experience. The more I go deeper into the dhyan, what colors do I experience in my brain? I mean, this is what I was thinking. I mean, maybe it is a very naive way of thinking, but that's what I was thinking that back then. Now, these are the different frequencies of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Now, this is a very, 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 very high frequency. It is so high Whenever there is high frequency, there is high energy. E equals H nu, right? You everybody knew. Nu is a Planck's constant. H is a Planck's constant. Nu is the frequency, and E equal energy. E is equal to H nu. So if the more the energy, more the vibration frequency, the higher the energy. That is exactly how, when you talk about Sahasra Chakra and beyond, it is pure. It is going into that level of like a fan. You're running fan so fast that it appears as if nothing is moving. It is steady. That kind of a situation happening. Whenever it is a low, a very slow moving fan, you can almost see the wings of it. But if it is so fast, it appears as if nothing is happening. It is that. So this is the whole aspect that you have to understand. So at these levels, these chakras, these chakras, the Mooladhara chakra, if there is a sound vibration outside, or you can make your own sound vibration, then these sound vibration will activate these chakras also. That's why when you chant Om, it activates the Agya chakra and the Sahasra chakra. That's why if so why is it that they say chant Om? What happens is if there is a pull from the top, activation from the top, then the bottom chakra always automatically gets activated. This is the secret of chakra um activation. My father used to always say that if you activate Manipura chakra, simple, and in actually in several yogic tech, this thing, schools, various schools, they only focus on activating your Manipura chakra only. And they know that, especially the BKS Iyengar group, they always believe in one chakra only, and that is the abdomen. So the diaphragm is trying to press your belly and it is moving out. And when you're inhaling and when you're exhaling, it is moving in, exhale. That's all they say to focus on. And that is amazing sometimes. And I said, how does that work? So I asked my dad, I said, you activate this chakra, and the bottom two automatically gets activated, and the top two automatically gets activated because of that. And then the Om chanting takes care of the rest of the whole thing. And after that, Sahasra chakra. So this is the fastest way to getting the Om chakra activated while you are activating your Manipura chakra is like ultimate in Dhyan sadhana. So this is what it is all about. Now I will talk about the different Bij mantra. That is all I will talk about the next time. The different Bij mantra that you use to activate all this. So over here the Bij mantra is Lang, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. Actually and then That's all. So what all these chakras do, actually, how does this work into understanding super consciousness? That's where we came from essentially. It is a condensation of the super consciousness that gets the Mooladhar. Actually, it is a condensation of super consciousness deep down to make a particle. Particle means our body, which means earth element. So this is what it is. We'll talk about that little later next time. Next time will be much more in depth. I will talk about. So what happens is these are the different chakras you said. So the different vibration frequencies and the power of ascending energy. This is ascending energy and this is the descending energy. When you ascend the energy, you are basically from your gross body level, you are transcending to your true state. True self means the super consciousness state where there is unmanifest consciousness, I would say. Unmanifest consciousness, when there is a small perturbation, then the condensation starts to happen. That's what I was talking about. E equals mc square. Last time I talked about that. in response to somebody's question, I think. I said that if you have energy equal mc, if your particle with a rest mass m move with the velocity of light square, all it become particle doesn't stay as particle, it becomes energy. Alternatively, that is what Satyan Bose has talked about in collaboration with Albert Einstein. Satyan Bose said that what about if you condense the energy, can you reverse that to particle? Because eventually particle and energy was uh, they come from the same equation, right? So if your equation is true, the reverse should be true too. And that is exactly what the beauty is. So what was happening is when they condense this particular frequency, they do see uh, uh, condensates. They call it Bose-Einstein condensates, or some other scientists also collaborated in the same their condensation, and then the eventual particle happens. So this is what the whole process of is descending consciousness. Here it is ascending consciousness. We have already ascended. We are already the body, the form, right? Now let's get back to our own true nature. That is the essential goal of our human life. Bade bhag manush tan pava. That's what Tulsidaji writes in Sri Ramcharit Manas. Bade bhagya se very, very, it is so much. We have we have been blessed with immense grace that we got this body. Now this body is able to do a lot more things than the animal bodies or the plant body, right? So, but it's almost like Sadhguru says very, very beautifully. One of the best phrases I found out when he talked about this particular why inner engineering. That he somebody was asking him. He said, "Why inner engineering? Because this body of ours is so fantastic. It's as if you have used a space shuttle to mow the lawn. That's what we are trying to do right now. Most of us don't know what it is all. This is such a fantastic equipment. You have no idea. No idea. From the day one till all the way. We have been using this body as this is a billion times better than a space shuttle. But we are using it to mow the lawn. I mean, how despicable can we be? Once you appreciate this thought, then you will not mess around with this such a beautiful birth that we have had. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So this is what we will discuss in different ways how this condensation and reverse possibility happens. Now, before we go to this understanding, this there is a different levels of also the same. This slide is coming from as an answer to a question last time. Somebody had touched upon that very lightly, and I said, "Man, this person is getting into the actual fundamentals of what it is all about." So I had told them that there is a energy physical body, then the energy body, and the mental body, and the wisdom body and the bliss body. I only mentioned up till mental body, not beyond that. But I said, I think I should touch upon that as well. So at the lower chakra level, we are basically the physical body, right? The food body, that we see, that we can touch and see and feel it, those kind of. Then there is a energy body, which is basically Manipura chakra, where the energetic happens. Basic energetic happens in through the Manipura chakra, which also encompasses vagus nerve network. And then mental and emotional body is Anhat chakra. So these kind of a mental and emotional self we do not know actually fully well. We only know the anomalies of some challenge happened. Let's say anxiety, depression, fear, whatever the negative emotions, right? Those are the because of those anomalies we understand that there is something like a mental and emotional body. which is basically Anahat Chakra. So if somebody has a really emotional problem, this Anahat Chakra is busted actually. It's not even functional. That is the real reason. Now that there is a wisdom body where you have the clarity of understanding. I think I last time I touched upon one. No, I have not touched upon that. I'll put it next time. Wisdom body, which is you know exactly the clarity of thinking, which is basically prefrontal cortex. These are the different regions at the Vishuddhi chakra. Vishuddhi chakra here, when you say clarity at the throat level, because over here there are five receptor types which actually communicate to the prefrontal cortex. That's why this wisdom body they talk about. And then the bliss center, which is Agya chakra, absolutely blissed. So these are, and then the true self, which is beyond bliss, which you can't even explain it. So that's what it is. Now, as mentioned about the physical body, the energetic body, energy body, the mental body, the wisdom body, the bliss body. This is Annamaya Kosh, they call it in our scriptures, and Pranamaya Kosh. Pranamaya Kosh means energy. So, and Manomaya Kosh is mental, and Vijnanamaya Kosh means wisdom. That's what Tulsidaji Ramchandra ji says in Ramcharitmanas says, ज्ञानी से मुझे प्रिय विज्ञानी. Jnani is that person who talks about physical level. Our science, so-called science here in the Western world, is only limited to physical. Maybe little bit energy somewhere. Some really enhanced scientists can think about energy and mental. After that, this the wisdom and the bliss, they have no idea what it is. In fact, if they understand, let's say 70% of this, they understand 7% of this, and they 0.7% and 000 here. That's the kind of understanding we have about in the so-called world of science. But the spiritual scientists back in Bharat, they have figured out much depth of this is all about. So this is food, air, apparent, mind stuff, and the wisdom stuff, and the bliss stuff. And this is all. So we can only a little bit talk about the prana, the energy. So this is the word pran vayu, they call it, right? Vayu is that which translate as wind, and the root is va, translate which that which flows. Thus, vayu is the energetic force that moves in a specific direction to control bodily functions. So when you are breathing in, hold. So when this vayu goes inside our body, how does it convert into five different movements? This is what exactly what the these five receptor types does the job of converting this one breath into pancha pranas. They call it pranavayu, right? Those pranavayus are different. The prana, udana, vyana, samana, and apana. They are the. I think I talked about that last time. Did I, Shruti did I talk about that? No.
I think we did a little bit when
I think
we
I'll
covered
cover
the
that. Yeah, yeah.
Brahmari and yeah.
Yes. Okay then. So this is exactly what is happening. So all these are five different physiological functions. Remember that. These are five different physiological functions are these pranavayus, right? Pancha pranas. Pancha pranavayu, Panchamukhi Hanumanji. All this is basically when you say Panchamukhi Hanumanji, it is a visual representation of the five different physiological functions that our breath controls actually. So if we remove breath out of life, everything stops. But if you are the master of your breath, you are the master of all the five physiological functions. That's the reason why yogis can sit there in Himalayas for days on without getting uh, uh, frostbite or frostbitten and without eating food. How do they do that? I was wondering, how do they do that? How did Shivji sat there in Mount Kailash and he figured it out? And that Mount Kailash is like snow all day, all year long. That's it. Snow, snow and snow. And Shivji is sitting there figuring it out without eating food, without nothing. He actually started off with several devotees. Only seven stayed, including him. Seven plus one. So eight of them stayed, and those are the ones which are the givers of knowledge to the whole universe right now. So this is what they did. They controlled their breath, the real concept of breath control. Breath control means pranayam, not the breathing. We are born as shwasayam, but we have to make ourselves into pranayam. Pranayam has to get established in order to appreciate the fact that these things can be controlled by us alone. You don't need no medication, no nonsense. Now let me discuss just a little bit. These are different pran vayus. So pran, apan, vyan, udan, saman. Now the action is pran is crystallization, apan is elimination, and okay, I'll go this way rather. I would tell crystallization. It is the location is the heart and chest. Movement is all around. Anahat chakra basically. Air element is there and it is cyclical. So you- you saw that in fact it is this is basically circulation actually. Our circulatory system. Actually the blood oxygen carrying function. Not the entire circulation, just the oxygen carrying function. This is the one cyclical. It is all over our body. Then the apana, elimination, which is basically let go, removal of fecal matter, the urinary matter, and all that stuff. And that is controlled by the Muladhara chakra. And if you have this chakra really strongly activated, then there you have steadiness and zero fear. Basically, security center they call it security center. If you have this chakra is absolutely taken care of, you are very secure within yourself. You cannot be cowed down by anything. Just like earth is so stable and secure, that is the earth element is the one which takes care of that. Vyani is a circulation as I said, which is basically all over our body. Yes, and this circulation is happening, and the movement is outward movement. Outward movement from the heart it goes out, right? That's what it is. And this is basically the Swadhisthana chakra that takes care of all that. And water is the element of that. And this, when this particular Swadhisthana chakra is taken care of, you have a better alignment of all the other chakras. So first chakra is steadiness, because if this third chakra is unsteady, nothing happens. That's why they call it the Mooladhara chakra first has to be taken care of. If this is unsteady, the most fickle minded personality you will find in this planet. Very, very fickle minded, cannot cannot discern, cannot decide, cannot do anything. So that's why this chakra is very, very essential. Udana chakra is again it is a metabolizing function. So these are the different physiological roles. Throat is the place where it is situated, and it has the upward moving direction, which means so basically this most of the chakra has bidirectional mode, but this Udan chakra, the Vishuddhi and Agya chakra always rises up. They, once you go to this level, let's say Vishuddhi chakra, you cannot get back down. It is impossible. You only go up after that. And you have a better way of expression, you have better way of communication. Those are the things. And Samana chakra is, of course, Manipura chakra, which is the fire element, and it has internal mobility, which means digestion, absorption. Absorption is not letting go. Absorption is letting in. So that's what it is. Assimilation, that's what we said, right? So that's what it is. Next time we shall talk more about the Bij chakra, which through which these through which actually which through anyway through which these chakra help us in transcending consciousness. Okay, so that's what we will talk about. Next time's episode will be little intense, so probably we will not do the dhyan. We'll just do this, or maybe we can do the dhyan and we continue the rest next half. Follow uh, follow through in the afterwards, so that we can learn little more in depth. Okay, thank you so much. And let's do the any question if they have any. That will be nice if I can address that. Satish ji, namaskar.
One,
Yes,
one.
Namaste, Shekhar ji. Namaste.
I
namaste,
think.
namaste.
Sorry,
Ah,
శేఖర్ జీ, మీరు ఇయర్ ఫోన్స్ పెట్టుకోవాలి. సారీ, sorry. Shekhar ji, my question is, can we measure the vibration of the chakras? Is there like a instrument, like a scientific instrument to measure the vibration of the chakra?
thus far I do not know of. Quite honestly, I think it's a great place to do some research into it. I think it's a great idea. Or if there is a possibility of any equipment to determine their vibration. The thing is, we can assess that within us. If we stay longer in deep meditation, you will know that I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is an experiential thing, and that's what it has come out as. But if you let me let me not bias you with this thinking. This particular thing came out as when you are uh, just gradually getting into this meditative state that I will discuss little later. We have got a whole lot of neuroscientific basis of meditation going on in this planet. The study was done in University of Wisconsin, Madison, and on Tibetan yogis. Tibetan yogis, they came here and they have been doing 40 years, some year doing 5 years, different levels of meditation, and they have measured which brain activity starts early on, which brain activity. So they have done the fMRI, bold fMRI studies. That's how they found out at the level of. So once initially there is a whole lot of brain activity coloring every all activation happening, and the within the first 10 minutes people cannot sit quietly and they move on. And if somebody with, they will say that it's better to dig, dig, go and mow the lawn rather than trying to sit down. Sitting down makes me much more turbulent. Sitting quietly makes me more turbulent, they say. It's better to, I feel more blissful when I'm mowing the lawn. The reason why they say is the whole brain is activated, and there, when the brain is activated, they can million thoughts, counterintuitive thought, all these thoughts keep coming in, intention, counter intention, everything comes there, and they are so perturbed by that they cannot handle it. But if you persist, if you keep putting it yourself together into it, you will get to a point where the same disturbing network will actually activate the insular cortex, and then uh, the same disturbing network will allow a different set of salience network, they call it, to counter this. And then the same insular
That's
cortex, yeah, and anterior cingulate cortex, they activate another set of system to silence even further and allow you to focus on your breath. This is so fantastic. I say, wow, these guys have figured it out. Just beautiful. That I will talk next time. It is awesome, super awesome, beyond awesome. Some people say, why is it I suggest always sit there, man? Just don't worry about it. Just sit there. You can't sit. They say, I cannot sit. My whole body aches after. It aches, it itches, you name it. All happens right there in the first 10 minutes. And those who quit, they can never experience what we are talking. Never. Then if you sit there, if you consistently sit there, things happen. Oh my goodness.
But
And this, what
what's
you said,
fascinating,
these colors and all
Yogic,
that, when you, these colors you start to see in that deep meditative state. You see that in right here, you will see it. There is a dark halo, and then it covers, and that dark halo become red, and it become this and that become purple, to the point of purple, light purple. Everything is purple at that point. You will experience all that I am talking about. This is a fact. This is the fact. You will experience that, and that's where these people came up with this chakras colors.
what
And
you just
from there
mentioned
they
is
understood, oh, the chakra color is basically the color of this um, reflect, I mean, the prism
the
spectrum,
with your yes spectrum.
the
Yes.
spectrum light.
Rainbow.
Then that's how they started to understand that, oh, I see, that's where it's at. So you color is definitely a physical aspect. That physical aspect also is seen, but it that also gets transcended after some time. Even this, so in that is a process into which it transcends this also. We'll talk about how do we transcend this through dhyan process. So that is the whole. We are doing just half an hour dhyan here. If you sit consistently with this for another, let's say, I don't know, in page 156, chapter 9, the last line I have written in that gravity of gratitude, that I just sat there, 7 breathing, 70 breathing, 700 breathing, I don't know, 7 million breathing, who knows how much. And I sat there and I said, wow. In 16 hours, I sat there without getting tired or nothing. I mean, just, I wasn't lying down, I was straight sitting there. So that sitting, how to sit straight, also is a practice actually. That's why the yogasanas. Why is yogasana important? Because then that gives you the strength, the flexibility, and the otherwise, if you sit without your body being strong and energetic and flexible and supple, you cannot you cannot sit straight. Your body will break down and you will fall flat. It's a fact. Hence the yogasana. Hence that is important. And that's why that everything has a reason. Oh, I don't need to do the yogasana, I can just sit there. You will sleep, brother. I'm telling you, you will sleep. You cannot do it.
Sadhguru Sadhguru also says after 10 years of practice, at least you learn to know how to sit straight. Until now, you are not
Exactly,
able to sit straight.
exactly. Now let's talk about the real deal here. Very true. Very true. Sadhguru believes in experience. He doesn't want to explain to you all the detail. He knows the detail, but he doesn't want. He say you will get locked up into questioning and howling and whiling, and then you will miss the real thing. That is this equipment is supposed to do. This is fantastic equipment. Any other question, Satish? You it looks like you have a question.
No, no, I don't have that.
Shruti ji has to have question.
Yeah.
You know me so well now, sir.
Oh yes,
You,
yes.
sir, you mentioned about galvanometer that measures current. So, how does that measure? Is it just in the field of you after your physical body, and there's a certain electric field around you? Is that where
No,
it's
no, no. I was
observing?
talking about the galvanometer sending the electric current on to the nerves.
Okay.
Axon, the axon. Yeah, yeah. That you can measure. They put it there and it deflects. So that's okay.
Okay. And the other one I had was there's connection between Vishuddhi and the prefrontal cortex that you
Yes, yes,
mentioned.
yes,
So
yes.
if you energize or activate Vishuddhi, you can actually improve your intellectual capabilities and wisdom.
Clarity, clarity of thinking, clarity of verbiage, clarity in communication. I mean, if you want to know what that means, listen to Sadhguru's one talk. Clarity. He never repeats the
Yeah.
same word twice. I mean, my goodness, how beautiful he makes a sentence without any interruption, and it makes clarity. He doesn't use bombastic words like high-fi words. Very simple language, straight, and it just reaches you out. 100% it reaches you. That's the power of Vishuddhi Chakra.
So it's
And
also the
that,
expression and
oh
the
yes,
thinking.
expression, the decision process, because right here, left cortex has a visual, has a speech center, right? Broca's 44, 45. So Sujna knows all that. Broca's 44, 45 areas is a language center, which is in the prefrontal cortex. This is coming connected here, and Manipura chakra is connected here too. So this portion is the real deal. This is the only thing that will grow in or evolve in future generations. Now everything is evolved. This is the one which needs to evolve further.
It's interesting because Agna Chakra is what is here,
Agya
but
chakra
the
is
other chakras.
deeper. No, 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 no. Agya chakra is not here. Deeper,
Mm,
deeper than
okay.
that. This is where you can add the most focus on.
Mm.
Agya chakra is deeper inside. Like if you twist your tongue all the way to the soft part of your palate, just above that is Agya chakra.
The hypothalamus and
The
pituitary.
whole complex,
Okay.
you cannot nail it as this particular region. No, the whole
Mm.
complex is what it is all about.
Okay. That makes sense.
And this one controls the Agya chakra eventually. This prefrontal cortex. So most people who are in this Western hemisphere are uh, college goers, especially college goers, kids. They drink, and that drinking destroys their prefrontal cortex connection to the limbic system.
Okay.
Okay, so that particular alcohol destroys that circuit completely, so that their discriminative capacity, discerning capacity, vivek buddhi is
Mm.
gone. They do dumb stuff lifelong, whole life. They
Okay.
have
It's
no clarity of thinking. They are busted human beings. They're walking like a zombie, and that's what it is happening. Drug addiction, alcohol addiction, it destroys the prefrontal cortex forever, once and for all times. And then nothing happens after that. You become a Ravan Buddhi. Ravan Buddhi is like that. Zero uh, decision capacity. They drink
Actually,
alcohol.
the Broca's aphasia that you're talking about, Shekharji, I have seen a patient in my medical school,
Hmm.
and it left me so hurtful. Like with Broca's aphasia means they are not able to talk. Broca's
Yes.
aphasia, they're able to understand what the other person is saying, but they are not able to express, not able to communicate because the signal, that connection is lost. So they want to talk, but they are not able to talk. That patient was left in, he was crying because he was not able to communicate. He wants to communicate, but he's not able to communicate with Broca's aphasia. That is the amount of pathology that happens in
Yes.
the brain.
Yes.
And
Yes.
of course, people like Sadhguru have intense clarity, making complicated things simple. But
Very
for us, we
simple.
make
Very, very
things
complicated.
complicated.
Very simple. That's
Yeah.
great.
For us,
That
it
is
is
clear.
opposite. We make simple things
Simple things
Simple thing
complicated.
complicated.
complicated. Right, right. That is true.
It's true. And sir, you had a picture of the chakras with multiple petals, and each petal had a letter on it. I suppose we'll touch that in the next
We'll
class,
touch that
isn't
in the
it?
next
Within
time.
the
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah, yeah.
things. Right.
Every chakra I will describe much more in detail.
Right.
What are those petals actually
Mm.
represents? quality
Mm.
wise,
Mm. Okay.
or behavior wise, whatever that is.
I can't have next Sunday in
Yeah,
that one.
actually, yes, yes. Actually, you know what, Sujna, I had a mother who had approached me just 3 weeks ago, and I am working on him, with him every Sunday. I work with him, and he's around 11 or 12 years old, almost close to getting teenager, and this kid has not talked since his childhood. He has not talked at all. He can only utter few syllables, ah, oh, and that's about it maximum. I asked that mother, uh, who is not very old, I mean, is very young, like maybe in her mid 40s or or late, what do you call, 30s, late 30s or mid 40s, not a whole lot. And I asked her, I said, did Chait, was he when he was a baby, did he crawl on his tummy? Did he crawl on his tummy? The second question is, did you do massage of his body? And both the answer was no. He did not crawl. He was sitting on a bassinet, like, or in a basket like this, right? So that his body was curved like that, rather than, like, how do I explain? The body was lying down like this, with sitting like this in this position all the time. Not not like a bhujangasan position, as when you crawl on your tummy, you try to reach there, and then
Yeah,
you
like
try
the
to get
snake pose.
the snake pose. I said he was not there like that. I said I got the answer.
Oh,
Autism
oh,
spectrum disorder is 100% because of lack of vagus nerve activation or the Manipura chakra activation. This is, I'm saying it out of watching that lady's child. I said, man, I said, now let's work on it. I told her, this child is going to be the world topmost orator in within 5 years. And within 1 year, he will talk so much you have no idea. Because he is not able to talk, he is conserving that energy somewhere. It will break through, and we'll make sure that it breaks through. And this is what I suggested. I asked him, and worst thing is he has such a curved spine. He cannot even bend like this. He works like this all the time. I said, let's work on Bhujangasan, Balasan, Bhujangasan, Balasan, Bhujangasan, Balasan, 50 times. Let him do it. He, I asked him, let's do it together. So I put the video. I said, let's do it together. And he could not do once even. I said, let's try it. No way. You have to become a very ruthless mother. This is called compassionate love. Ruthlessly compassionate you have to become now. two, two different strong words I use. Very ruthless, compassionate, compassion. You have to show, and you have to make sure that he works like this. This is his problem. This Manipura chakra is a problem. Let's work it out. And so he is doing it. I think today I called them again in the morning, and he is doing 5 of those Bhujangasan, because he could not do in one. He's doing 5. I said, that's a great progress. Let's do it 50 once someday. So, and I'll tell you, I told her, I said, if you keep doing it till the 50, it is 100% possible that he will speak, because this particular thing has a role here. And I
maybe
know
you should do a
exactly.
research. Maybe you should do a research project, Shekharji, just with autism and autistic ADHD kids. Bhujangasan, Balasan,
ADHD,
just those two.
I- ADHD, out of 128 kids I have helped get out of the anti-anxiety and
Uh,
depressive situation since COVID hit. I have helped 128 kid get out of this medication and being happy about it, everything now. Out of them, 4 were ADHD. They were out of the medication. I said, those medication, I first of all told them what this medication does to you. It destroys your circuit, it makes you a vegetable for the life. Please don't mess with those. So if you if you agree with me, it's fine. If you don't agree with me, it's fine too. I'm not here to sell you anything, because you do it, it might help you, it may not help you. If you're not serious, it may not, never will help you. But if you get serious, you will get help. Now I am, and currently I am retired, but I am an adjunct professor. So my kids come to my class, right? Out of, let's say, 24 is the class size, not more than that. I do four classes every. So out of them, at least one third have some mental issues. This is bad. This is bad. I said, what is the problem? And they tell me exactly what the problem is. I said, look, I have this yogasan for you, you do it. I have this yogasan for you, you do this, and it will get better. For the time being, you do one thing. You continue with the medication, but reduce it every week to one fourth, half or one fourth, and this, and after that, you will not even need it. And that is 128 numbers. Since
Yeah,
since
consistency.
ah,
Yeah, consistency is the
and
key
they
over there.
actually, one has to love them enough. One have to love them to be talking straight to them. I'm not worried about what they will think about me as long as they heard me. If they heard me, they will do it. And because in the classroom itself, I take the shoes off and I said, do it with me. I'll do it. I'll with you do it. Just do it. And do this every day. And they keep repeating. They're gone beyond the class now. They're happy and they keep writing me. I am continuing doing it. I said, fantastic, good job. So so this is what it is. So simple. Once you know the mechanism, in the fundamental biological principles and mechanism, then you can communicate with the people. I say, man, you do this, you will help. It will help you. And this is so wonderful. Again, Manipura chakra is or Vegas. Now you are shifted from sympathetic to parasympathetic within like that instantly.
Quick
And
question.
once, yes,
Quick question for ADHD and autism. This Balasana and Bhujangasana, they will help. What
heavy
about in
duty.
normal kids? Okay. What about in normal kids if they do Balasana and Bhujangasana? What will be the benefits for normal kids?
Benefit is the same thing. Activation of the, it will become much more stronger.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all.
So, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Let's say for
Yeah.
in my first class itself, I think I discussed that fact that how in my life, my classmates used to bully me and all that stuff. Did I tell you that? And my father told me to do Surya Namaskar, and that nothing else. Surya Namaskar is all he taught me. And I said, okay, keep doing Surya Namaskar. One today, tomorrow two, third day three, fourth day four, five, till 100 days. 100 in 100 days.
Yeah. The
On the
reason I'm
100,
asking is because yeah, the reason I'm asking because if we do on normal kids and show the results, then the people, parents of autistic kids and ADHD kids will understand the value of this and they will come. Of course, for you, you have your classes and people are coming to you. But on a normal, in general population in the community, if parents are having kids with autism or ADHD, they are shying away from all of this. They are not believing that there is
there is a
spirituality and
problem.
science behind.
Exactly. Yes, yes,
Right.
yes. There is
They're
a
just
science
going
behind it.
to,
Yeah,
yes, yes, they're not understanding the intensity of it. If
correct,
we do it
Also,
correct.
in normal
some
kids, and
also
yeah,
some autistic kids they don't get the instructions properly from mother or whoever to even follow them.
Poor people, they have, I mean, I tell you,
Mm.
that ignorance rampant everywhere. And that is that our duty is to reach out to those people one by one person at a time. We
People
are
nowadays
all
look for quick
ambassadors.
solutions.
Yes.
People nowadays look for quick solutions.
Yeah,
Well, you know
very
what?
true.
You have to love them to communicate with them. There is no other way around, because you know that what is wrong with them, and but you cannot say them that they are wrong. At the same time, you have to keep loving them in order to maybe down the road you might just listen once. That's all there is to it. We have to become best human being ourselves right here. Love them unconditionally till they are ready to listen to you once. That's all. For that matter, it might take a year. So to create that confidence in me in my classroom, I had to understand every kid at his personal level. What is happening in his home? I know what is happening in his home, how his mom and dad is treating him, or what his mom is going through rough time, or a dad is going through rough time, and he is neglected, and all that stuff happens. So you have to become the dad and the mom in the class for them. so, so you have to become so unconditional lover of human beings, and just that's all there is to it. Nothing else matters. Once they trust you, they will do what you say without question. That is one thing I have seen. In order to get the beauty of these scriptures and the shastras and the yoga and all that, it just doesn't matter. How good are you? That matters. If you are good, then they will get it. Otherwise, you will not. It is not worthy of anything. So that is what I have learned myself. I was not like that. To be very, I was a bad fellow. Shruti knows. Bad fellow. If you read that book, the, the Gog, Gravity of Gratitude, you'll know that how dumb fellow I was. Boneheaded, dumb, you name it. Argumentative, atheist,
No,
you name it.
you're agreeing, Shekharji. We are not telling that's it. That's the only difference.
No, I mean, we're all born the same way, but how you transform yourself is what differentiates you from others. So you have shown that as an example how we all can transform ourselves.
Yeah, actually, everybody has a challenge. Everybody has a challenge. As I have discussed in Golden Nuggets in Ramcharitmanas, I have said, even Naradji or even Parshuram, the great human beings have all the challenges. But how they will situation and circumstances make them realize it. Circumstances is our teacher, our guru. And that guru, if you are listening to that guru, you will understand, oh my goodness, this is what it is all about. Then you change. Then you change. Gradually you change. And you say, oh my, I messed up again. So, oh, yesterday only I said I won't get angry. And 2 minutes later I got angry. So you see, that's what it is all about. That's what it is about. Nothing else.
It happened to me the same thing yesterday. That's why I'm so much of laughing. I was like 2 minutes before I said I'm not going to get angry, and 2 minutes I was fighting with my parents. Like,
That's what it is. So this understanding, if it gets more and more in awareness, then it will be wonderful. That's what it is all about. Nothing else. Once you get into this awareness, oh, this is not right. Once you once you do this 11, 21 times, oh, this is not right, it becomes now perfect. Now no more anger. And then the other stuff happens. Then, then you have to Naradji was, he said, I did not get angry. I overcome lust and I was not angry at Kamdev. And but Shivji was angry. He overpowered but overpowered it and he was angry. He killed him. So I'm better than Shivji. So he went to the Shivji to explain him what was going on, how great I am. Shivji said, "You did very well, and I'm really obviously you are awesome, but don't tell this to Vishnuji." And he went on told Vishnuji anyway. So that's how. So when you do good things, you always want to tell the others, "Oh, how good I am." When you
So
conquer
actually,
anger, you tell others, "Oh, listen, I conquered anger now." Oh, is that right?
Shetaji,
Oh,
one last question, maybe before we go to the practice part of it. Actually, your
yes.
story reminded me of my question that I forgot to ask you. We talked about how 21 days will strong make the wired network stronger, right? So what is
Yes.
it that's
Or
breaking
breakdown
after
also.
that? Because we always make habits and just lose it.
Yes, yes. If
What
you're
is it that's
conscious,
breaking?
oh, if how to break it, right? You're asking the
What,
question.
what is breaking the already formed network?
Don't encourage the stimulus anymore. Don't encourage the stimulus. What caused it? Let's say alcoholism. I'm giving the most crudest example. Initially, you may not like alcohol. Then you'll take alcohol, and then I think I like it. I like the buzz feeling of it. Okay, let me have one more. And you keep happening it, and after 21 days it becomes non-natural. I mean, you just come home and open the bottle and man, it drink it and perfect. I am perfect. That is 21 days ago. Now that it's hardwired, so you are doing it as if you are brushing your teeth. No problem. No, even unconsciously you will do it very nicely. Habit has formed. The wiring is. How do you break it now? How do you break a very already strong wired? Don't take alcohol. You will have withdrawal symptom, big time, bad. I've seen alcoholics. My goodness, you take away alcohol from their life, they will hit you harder than you will ever experience. They'll actually physically hit you. That
Yes, absolutely
that's
true.
strong.
In America,
That's
it is very true.
oh yes, very strong dependence, alcohol dependence and drug dependence. Very very strong. That's what they are made to do. Anything bad once you put them into this habit.
No, I've seen in
Once
the
you put
clinics
them
they
in
could be.
habit, in order to give them this back again, you say, okay, I'll give you this if you do this. They are willing to do anything after that because their
Especially with
prefrontal
the
cortex is destroyed now. They can do anything bad, evil, whatever. Yes, Vishwajna?
yes, especially with the opioid use, I have
Mm-hmm.
seen in the clinic that patient is arguing with the physician to
Yes,
just give her extra thing, and the physician was, no, I am not going to give you no matter what. And she
yes,
just shut off the door in front of the physician and she just walked out of the office, and the physician was like, her health is important to me rather than her emotion to me right now.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
physician,
yeah.
so it is such an amount
It
of
is that bad.
dependence.
So how do you stop that from happening? You understand that first of all you have to really have somebody who really genuinely loves you. Otherwise, it will not happen. Uh, love you to the point that you can be ruthlessly love, compassionate, ruthless compassion. You need to do that. You may hit me, you may kill me, doesn't matter. I'm not going to give you. I'll sit here with you, but I will not give you that. So it's tough. The beauty is why to get into this habit? Why do you want to get into this habit? That's the education that we have to communicate to the world. We have to educate every youngster basically not to get into this because once you get into this, it is all downhill. That's why when I teach, I, 16 years I taught in Chinmay Mission, and the first thing I asked them is to get a thin piece of paper and write down one, like one, just draw a small line, one, and just below it draw another line, another line, another line, another line, another line, another line, like that. Right? Keep drawing line and after that I asked them where do you deflect exactly. One below the other will not happen, somewhere they will have a slight deviation. And and then I say, okay, from the first line till that, how much deviation has happened? Maybe few millimeters. So you see, in the 15 times you draw the line, that deflection happened 5 millimeters. So how much deflection that happens in your lifetime? If and the worst thing, you will never notice that deflection between the first and the second, or the where you deflected, you will never notice that is so insignificant. But to the 15th line you draw, Just below that, you will know that from the first till the 15th, there is a deflection of this much. So, in lifetime, a small, very insignificant habit can be formed, which you will never notice, never, but it will have far reaching consequences. And that's what I tell them in the beginning of the class. I said, this is the reason why we want you to be very aware of whatever you do. Most awareness. Awareness is the key in this.